Good evening, my fair tale, Kaliman, Solin, and the Five Cunning Lions, by Munu. Once upon a time, there was a defensor boy called Kaliman Solin. He was on the way to see his girlfriend Lina Wong when he decided to take a shortcut through a Macayacu forest. It wasn't long before Kaliman got lost. He looked around, but all he could see were trees. Nervously, he fell into his bath for his favorite toy Lilliput, but Lilliput was nowhere to be found. Kaliman began to panic. He felt sure he had pat Lilliput. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel angry. How odd, thought Kaliman. For the want of anything better to do, he decided to follow the peculiarly dressed Leon. Perhaps he could tell him the way out to the forest. Eventually, Kaliman reached a clearing. He found himself surrounded by houses made from different sorts of food. There was a house made from onions for hot dogs, a house made from fried potatoes, candies, and cakes, and another one house made from bricks. Kaliman could feel his stomach rumbling, but looking at the houses did nothing to ease his hunger. "Hello," he called. "Is anybody there?" Nobody replied. Kaliman looked at the roof of the closest house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the odd feature or lead the odd feeding in a time of need. A cackle broke through the air, giving Kaliman a fright. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a cage. In that cage was Lilliput. "Lilliput!" shouted Kaliman. He turned to the witch. "That's my toy." The witch just shrugged. "Give Lilliput back," cried Kaliman. "Not on your Lily," said the witch. "At least let Lilliput out of that cage." Before she could reply, 5 cunning lions rushed in from a footpath on the other side of the clearing. Kaliman recognized the one in the red t-shirt that he'd seen earlier. The witch seemed to recognize him too. "Hello, big Leon," said the witch. "Good morning." The Leon noticed Lilliput. "Who is this?" "That's Lilliput," explained the witch. "Oh, Lilliput would look lovely in my house." "Give it to me," demanded the Leon. Excuse me," Kaliman interrupted. "Lilliput lives with me and not in a cage." But Leon ignored him. "Is there nothing you'll trade?" he asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, "I do like to be entertained. I'll release him to anybody who can eat a whole front door." But Leon looked at the house made from bricks and said, "No problem. I could eat an entire house made from bricks if I wanted to." "That's nothing," said the next Leon. "I could eat 2 houses." The other 4 Leons watched while Big Leon put on his bead and withdrew a knife and fork from his pocket. "I'll eat this whole house," said Big Leon. "Just you watch." Big Leon pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from hot dogs. He gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more and more, and started to get bigger and bigger. I don't feel too good," said Big Leon. Suddenly he started to roll. He'd grown so round that he could no longer balance. "Help!" he cried. "Help!" as he rolled off down a slope into the forest. Big Leon never finished eating the front door made from hot dogs, and Lilliput remained trapped in the witch's cage. Average Leon stepped up and approached the house made from fried potatoes. "I'll eat this whole house," said Average Leon. "Just you watch." Average Leon started to eat more and more and more. After a while, she grew greener and greener. A woodcutter walked into the clearing. What's this bush doing here?" he asked. "I'm not a bush. I'm a Leon," said Average Leon. "It talks," exclaimed the woodcutter. "Those talking bushes are the worst kind. I'd better take it away before somebody gets hurt." "No way!" cried Average Leon. Never finished eating the front door made from fried potatoes, and Lilliput remained trapped in the witch's cage. Little Leon stepped up and approached the house made from candies. I leave this wool house, said Little Leon. Just you watch. Little Leon gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more and more and more. More and more and more. Cried Little Leon. I'm scared of hay. Little Leon was never seen again. Little Leon never finished eating the front door made from candies, and Lilliput remained trapped in this witch cave. Tiny Leon stepped up and approached the house made from cakes. I leave this whole house, said Tiny Leon. Just you watch. She gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more and more. Kaliman ignored the witch and gathered a hefty pile of sticks. He came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully, he broke off a piece of the door of the house made from onions and toasted it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, he took a bite. He quickly devoured the whole piece. Kaliman sat down on a nearby lodge. You failed, cackled the witch. You were supposed to eat the whole door. I haven't finished, explained the Kaliman. I'm just waiting for my food to go down. When Kaliman's food had digested, he broke off another piece of the door made from onions. One more, he toasted his food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. He ate it at a leisurely pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several ceilings, Kaliman was down to the final piece of the door. The witch stamped her foot angrily. You must have treated me, she said. I don't reward cheating. I don't think so, said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing, carrying his axe. This little boy won fair and square. Now hand over Lilliput, or I will chop your broomstick in half. The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, huffing, she opened the door of the cage. Kaliman hurried over and grabbed Lilliput, checking that his favorite toy was all right. Fortunately, Lilliput was unharmed. When Kaliman got to Lina's house, his girlfriend threw her arms around him. I was so worried, cried Lina. You are very late. As Kaliman described his day, he could tell that Lina didn't believe in him. So he grabbed a napkin from his pocket. What's that? Asked Lina. Kaliman unwrapped a dark nog made from hot dogs. Pudding, he said. Lina almost fell off her chair. And thank you.